it's Angela from Prettify Your Life. I'm going to try to get this video done without my lens fogging up. It's super humid in Houston, per usual. This is my Father's Day Doorscape. It is dedicated and inspired by my father, Neil. He is an awesome dad. I love you, Dad. And he is quite the outdoorsman. Probably one of his favorite pastimes is fishing. And he's a collector of antique fishing lures. Sorry, I had to clean the lens. It was getting fogged up with the humidity. Like I was saying, my dad collects antique fishing lures, and he loves to freshwater fish. So this store was inspired by him. I did my little cheater method for all of the little decorations here. These are most of them, except for that one that's a magazine cover. Most of these are fishing lure companies, and my dad has a lot of fishing antiques, and so I got these off the internet and put them, Mod Podged them on the foam, the underlayment. And I use the shimmer Mod Podge. It has a little bit of a antique-y, kind of yellowish tone to it. Also, this is the first time in this video that I'm going to include my how-to videos inside this one video. So let's first take a look at how I made the little bobber groupings. So let's take a look at that video. To make these little floaters or bobber, whatever you want to call them, picks for the garland is super easy. It doesn't even take glue. I thought I was gonna have to glue them, but I don't. So what you need is a package of these round snap-on floats. I got them at Academy. I think they were $3.99. A little pricey, but I had a lot of the other stuff for my garland, so I thought, why not? Then just a small gauge floral wire, whatever you have laying around the house. Any wire really, but I thought the thinner wire worked better. And then we're just gonna take 3 of the little bobbers or floats, whatever you want to call them, I don't know. And if you notice here on the edge, when I push, see how the hook comes up? All you have to do is slide your wire in there and release, and it snaps right back down on there. You could hot glue it if you felt uncomfortable, but when I snapped these down, they pretty much stayed. So just thread it in there, and see, it's clamped on. So I was pleasantly surprised. That's pretty cool. And then what I do is I try to get as close as possible to the next bobber with the hook. Clamp it down. The third one's a little bit tricky because it's starting to get cumbersome. But if you just try to get in there as close as you can. And there you have it. Now, there is going to be a bit of a gap right here. They don't close together like ornaments do completely, but it's close enough. I'm happy with it. And I just would twist the wire together. Like I say, you can dab some hot glue if you want, but it's pretty solid. And then wire it on your garland. Easy. Okay, so as you can see by that video, the bobber little groupings are super easy to do. My husband in particular liked these. He thought that was a fun thing. My husband's a saltwater fisherman, but he still thought it was really kind of cool. And then I got all these little grasses, if you will, at Hobby Lobby. So now let's take a second and look at the video on how I made these little sprigs of grass.
Okay, to make the picks, again, it's pretty easy. A little bit of time consuming, but not too bad. I got this bunch of grass picks at Hobby Lobby. It's regularly $7.99, but I lucked into it and these were half off. So I got these for $4. Now, I love picks, but I hate how much they cost. And I'm looking to make my money go as far as possible with picks. So I went back to this pick like a couple of times in the store. I'm sure if people follow me around on the video cameras at Hobby Lobby, they're probably thinking, what is she thinking? But I'm constantly trying to think of ideas. And I was grabbing this and thinking, okay, could I split it into two? And I was always look at how these things are connected. And so I'm like, okay, I know I can do something with this. I know I can make this go further, you know, get a 2 or 3 picks out of this one. Well, it turns out that I actually got 4 out of 1 pick. So in essence, it's $1 a pick, which is pretty awesome. So let me show you how I did it. Okay, like I said, you need your pick, a big bunch here. You need some wire snips, some floral wire or floral tape, and a little floral pick. I don't really use this wire on the end. You could, or if you don't have these, you know, a popsicle stick would work, or a candy, a lollipop stick, or a dowel, whatever you have around the house. So the first thing I do after I take the tag off is I start separating these, and there's 12 on a stem. And what you do, the best thing to do is separate one that's on each little piece of wire and pull it back as far as you can. However, don't try to rip it all the way down. Like I did that and I ripped all these leaves off. I threaded them back on, but it's kind of a pain. So it only goes down about that much. And then you're gonna take your wire snips and just snip it off. So that's 1, and you're gonna do that 11 more times. Okay, now that I have all the 12 pieces separated, I'm gonna take my little stick, floral stick, I took the wire off, and I'm gonna take 1 piece of grass, and like I say, when you pull this off, leave as much of the wire as you can. It helps to group these. In just a second, you'll see what I mean. So I take my stick and I put it right next to the little pick, and I get the floral wire or floral ribbon tape. Ugh, I can't think today. Floral tape, and I just start twirling it around. And once you get the first sprig of grass good and secure, then you take another piece and you kind of just overlap it a little bit, and you basically kind of thread that one in until you feel like it's secure, and like that, and then thread in the last one and tape it together, and then you just pull it off. It's very sticky if you haven't ever worked with it. So that's kind of what it looks like. I have green here. I have green, white, and brown floral tape. If you don't keep floral tape in the house, you probably should invest in it. It's pretty inexpensive. So that's how you do it. Easy. I've just got some more to do. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I like the fact that this door is a little bit more economical, but it's a lot of fun. I had fun with this. It was a different theme for me. Let's take a look at the door. I got this sign on clearance at Hobby Lobby yesterday for $4. It had a different saying down here below. If some of you that follow my Facebook page have seen, I put the before and after. So I also did a video of that, and let's take a look at that right now. Okay, now talking about the fish, this was one of those times where I just got really lucky. I wanted a fishing creel for the door, but my husband really only saltwater fishes and my dad freshwater fishes, so my husband didn't have an old one for me to use. So I was in Hobby Lobby trying to get some inspiration, and I came across this sign, and it was on the 80% clearance. I got it for $4. And I thought, well, maybe I can take the sign off. And I'm like, no, why don't I just paint over it? So that's what we're gonna do. First of all, I'm gonna take some sandpaper and start. Okay, I sanded it a little bit, and now I've got some apple barrel paint that I've just had lying around. It's country tan. So I'm just gonna take a cheap brush, and I'm gonna kind of dry brush it. I don't want to put a ton on here. It's obviously going to be a different shade, but that's okay. And I may have to do it darker than I expected, but that's okay. It's kind of trial and error. Okay, it did take 2 coats after all, and now I'm just going to kind of sand the edges to bring back some of that roughness, make it not look too pretty, like too obvious that I have just painted this. Kind of basically blend it, if you will. I'm really happy that I happened upon the clearance aisle and saw this. One of those yay moments. I've already cut out my sprays with my silhouette. Where did I put it? There it is. Cut out the Happy Father's Day, and I believe it's the Rustler font. I don't remember where I got it, probably dafont.com. So now I'm just going to apply that there, and maybe I may age it a little bit more. We'll see. Okay, I'm really happy with how the saying looks. And now the last thing I'm doing is taking some Tim Holtz Distress ink. This is Vintage Photo. And I'm just taking another cheap brush and getting some ink on it and just going over the sign a little bit to give it even more of an aged look. I'm pretty happy with that. So can't wait to put that up.
So as you can see, this isn't a difficult door. I hope you enjoyed the video in video, if you will, with the tutorial videos. I left up the brown mesh from my Memorial Day door. Sometimes it's nice to not have to change out the whole door. And then I added this green burlap ribbon, as well as this kind of netting burlap, both of which came from Hobby Lobby. I also had some of this green, I don't know what you call that, tubing, but it's more, it has like a natural organic look to it. I've had that for a while, so I threw that up there. I can't remember if I got that from Jeannie at Trendy Tree or from Hobby Lobby. I can't remember, I'm sorry. So this is actually a fairly easy door, quick, but a lot of fun. And so I want to wish all you dads out there a happy Father's Day. I want to wish my husband a happy Father's Day. And I want to wish my dad a special happy Father's Day. I hope you feel like I kind of got you in the store. I know it's not fishing lures, but you know, they're fishing advertisements, if you will. So I love you, Dad. You're awesome, and can't wait to see you. Thanks for watching.